Hello, faithful viewers. It's time once again for another episode of your favorite show, The Mr. Ted Show. In this week's episode, I'd like to respond to something that I've heard from many people, teens and adults alike. We don't need libraries now that we have the internet. To which I reply, 1, you're wrong, and 2, you're ugly. There are two basic responses to that statement. First, libraries are more than just books. Here at the Glenwood Public Library, we offer dozens of programs. Story times, arts and crafts, video making, book clubs for adults and children alike. We are more than just a place where you come to get books. We are a place where you come to meet others in your community. Libraries around the country are more and more becoming an essential part of the community fabric. Libraries give adults and children alike a place where they can meet and find information about topics they are interested in. Libraries are also a source of technology, fax machines, computers, Wi-Fi, etc., for people who may not have access to such technology at home. So long as communities need them, libraries will always be around. That's answer 1 to why libraries and librarians will always be important. The second reason you can never replace a librarian with the internet is that the internet is just one more source of information, and librarians are trained to find information. On my master's degree, it says, Ted Anderson, Master of Library and Information Science. Notice that, not just library science, library and information science. A librarian is someone who is trained to find information, no matter how obscure it may be.
I'm looking for a book on television, but I forgot...
Do you know the author?
No, I don't, and I don't know the title either. But it's a blue book, and it kind of gives the whole story, you know.
I think we can help you.
And the internet is, after all, nothing more than information. In fact, it's quite a lot of information, as some of you may have discovered when you've tried to do reports for school, for example. Librarians like myself are trained to know how best to look for that information, and not just any information, trustworthy information. It can be very easy to find certain pieces of information using nothing more than Google. For example, who won the 1953 World Series, or what the atomic number of promethium is. But there are harder questions to find the answer to if all you have is Google.
Did you get me that material on the sternocleidomastoid and the zygomatic head of the quadratus levi superioris?
Yes, Doctor.
Who first used the term punk rock? Are there any famous people who suffered from the condition of trichotillomania? There are even questions that are downright impossible to type into Google. For example, what is this bird? What is the name for this piece of rhythm? Librarians need to know how to find even the most unlikely pieces of information. Google may give you 1 million search results, but how many of those are the right search result? You could probably find 1,000 biographies of, say, Martin Luther King, but how many of them are trustworthy? And how do you know the difference? Librarians are navigators on the sea of information. And yes, that does sound arrogant, but it's true. I know how to find information you may have no idea where to look for. And that is the value of a librarian and a library. We don't just collect information, we categorize it, we organize it, we learn the myriad paths through it, leading to that one single fact you've been looking for your whole life. That's something that Google can't give you. The other thing that Google can't give you is my sweet beard. This has been another edition of The Mr. Ted Show, starring me, Mr. Ted.